Hi, my name's Lisa and welcome to my channel. Go on in, take a seat and make yourself comfortable. In today's video I will be talking about the 3 Lancome La Nuit Tresor flankers that I have in my collection. Starting from left to right, we have the new Intense, we have the Foile, and we have the original just La Nuit Tresor. So let's get started. So the first one is the original, and I'm going to do kind of a comparison and my thoughts on the fragrances in general. So let's just find out what the notes are on this. Okay, so we're going to start with the original. This is Lancome La Nuit Tresor. Let's give it a spray. 2 will do. Look at the bottle, how beautiful. You can't be anything but impressed. And this scent is not for the faint-hearted. It's a heady mix of black rose, vanilla, and I believe frankincense. I don't know if that's talked about a lot, but I think it's definitely frankincense. And it begins with a burst of raspberry, lychee and bergamot. And they are joined with this dark rose and frankincense, which kind of, they add depth and almost a mysteriousness to the fragrance. It's seductive and would be perfect for date night. It's a date night fragrance, let's be fair. Or, to be honest with you, going to a professional event. Yeah, as there is, for me, an undeniable sophistication to this fragrance. So that's that one. Now, I'm just going to quickly, I'll put you back, sit there my love. Just going to grab the Foile, and obviously before we start I'll put on what the notes are. Okay, so we're going to give this a spray. This is the Lancome La Nuit Tresor Foile Eau de Parfum. Put that down. Now this is red currant, pink pepper, pear, bergamot. There's rose, there's peony, and in the base there's Bourbon, vanilla and Tonka bean, and there's lots and lots of notes. But let's just talk about the fragrance. My initial thoughts when I first ever sprayed this fragrance, my initial thoughts were it had a masculine edge, and I was like, uh-oh, this is not what I thought. I mean, I heard people talk about it, how wonderful it was, and I went out and blind bought this and I sprayed it and I thought, uh-oh. This is not for me. But no. You have to be patient with this one. It does indeed, and I don't know if anybody's said this before, but it does indeed have a masculine edge in the opening. But you have to be patient because you have to wait up to about 5 minutes for that masculine kind of men's cologne feel to subside, and for more seductive feminine notes to peek through, if you understand. And as you know, I'm not a fan of unisex or masculine fragrances on me. That's a personal preference. And I did obviously think, uh-oh, but be patient. And then it takes a further, I would say, 10 minutes for that beautiful Bourbon, vanilla and Tonka bean to come in and shine. Okay? And because it almost broaches on masculine, almost, Doesn't quite get there because that Bourbon vanilla and that lovely Tonka bean won't allow it. It has a Femme Fetal kind of feel. This is a fragrance perfect for date night because it oozes confidence. It's daring, it's dark, and it's dangerous. Longevity, I would say, is 5 hours. Okay, 5 good hours you'll get from this fragrance, and a lovely sillage too. This is black dress, black stilettos. So I want to bring this one back in. So I'll just put that lid on just for a second. I want to bring the Foile in. I'm going to talk about this other one later because that one in its own right stands alone. But I want to talk about these two fragrances in particular and compare them and which one should you buy, etc. Now, everyone talks about this fragrance, the Foile, and it is wonderful. I love it. I love it because there's something special about it, and I like that that sexy edge to it, and it's dark, and as I said, it's dangerous, and I like that. And this, the original, is a date night fragrance, both similar in that aspect. However, I actually think this one does a little bit more for me. And I'll tell you why. It doesn't have, first of all, it doesn't have as much of a masculine edge. I believe it's more wearable. And this is not only, I mean, this is a sexy going out date night fragrance. This is sexy date night, but also perfect for a black tie event, or something where you're going to a ball. I'm not saying you would, but it has something, it has a sophistication to it. This is about, you know, flirty seduction, where this is more refined. It's more about, it's more sophisticated, and I prefer actually the original. And I know this has been discontinued. I'm so sad that the Foile has been discontinued. But in a way, I'm glad that it wasn't the original, because I would have been really devastated if that one had gone. Because I think, in my personal opinion, it wins, okay? It wins. Just ever so slightly, I prefer this one. So if you're looking for a classy, sexy, sophisticated fragrance, go for the original, which is the La Nuit Tresor Perfumes. But if you're wanting to feel confident, sexy, alluring, and a little bit mysterious, yeah, go for the Foile. It's up to you. But I actually have found myself, I don't have to be going on a date to wear this. I sometimes just wear it going shopping, you know, because I just love the smell of it. And I don't know if I would do that with this one, but I have with this. I've actually gone, okay, it was Christmas and we were going department store shopping and things like that, and we were going out for lunch as well. But no, I just think this one's slightly, just ever so slightly more wearable. And although I'm really disappointed that they discontinued the Foile, I'd be more gutted if they'd have got rid of the original. And finally, onto the newest fragrance, and this is Lancome La Nuit Tresor Intense. And I'm so mad with myself because I bought a small bottle. I didn't pull the trigger and get the big one, and I wish I had. So let's find out what the notes are. Okay, so we're going to give this a spray. This is a cherry fragrance, predominantly, and in its own right, it stands alone, okay? There's Damask rose in the top, there's cherry in the middle and there's almond milk in the base. And it's been discussed and people have talked about it, and you know, it's doing well, but don't be deceived, it's not just yet another cherry fragrance. It's more than that. Sensual rose, succulent black cherry, and it perfectly balanced, and it's enrobed then with this wonderful almond milk. It's just wonderful, and there's a lovely sweetness from the cherry, but it's not too sweet, it's not too juvenile, it's mature, it's grown up, and I think that helps because they've added the red rose and marzipan-like almond to it, which keeps it from going too kind of too young, where I wouldn't be able to wear it, or you wouldn't be able to wear it. It's kept a little bit more serious. It's a more serious cherry fragrance. And people who like almond fragrances will absolutely love this, obviously, and cherry fragrance lovers will probably adore it. I'm not a fan of too nutty of fragrance. I don't like a lot of almond, I don't like a lot of pistachio or hazelnut, or I don't particularly like nutty fragrances, especially if it's too much or it's the main note. But Lancome have done wonderful here. They've kept the right balance. Everything is just at the right dose to leave you with this well-rounded cherry almond milk rose fragrance. Exactly what it said on the tin. It really is. Longevity, you're about 3 to 4 hours. Not as long as the other fragrances. And then after about 3 to 4 hours, it does become a skin scent. But in its own right, you could own either of these and get that and not be disappointed. Obviously, the original is still around. Alas, we've lost the Foile, but you still can get it online. Obviously, I always put the prices of the bottles on the screen because it'll help determine whether you pull the trigger and buy one of them. I will probably, when this is all gone, I will probably repurchase a larger bottle of that, simply because I made a mistake. I went for the, can't even read it, so I couldn't tell you, but the smaller of the bottles, and I wished I hadn't. And basically that's my review of the 3 La Nuit Tresor fragrances that I have in my collection. I do have the nude, and I have done a review with other fragrances, and I'll link that below if you want to find out a little bit more about that fragrance. But it's more of a summer coconutty fragrance, kind of holiday vacation. But again, it's a sophisticated holiday fragrance. Well, thanks for your time and patience. Remember to like the video if you've enjoyed it, because it really does help small channels like mine grow. And thanks very much for watching.